My name is Magriet Mouton, and I'm very, very excited to introduce you to Sean Madliwa. Sean completed the Gallup Global Strengths Coaching certification course in 2022. And I'm so excited about this interview to hear more about Sean and how he intends to use Clifton Strengths. Sean, welcome to this interview and conversation. Sean, where have you first heard about Gallup and Clifton Strengths?
Thanks, Magriet. I really appreciate the opportunity to be part of this interview and to share my journey on the Clifton Strengths. So I got introduced to Clifton Strengths quite a while back. I've been part of many multinational organizations. And as you would know, during the recruitment process, we get put through a number of battery psychometric assessments. And one of those psychometric assessments years ago was actually the Clifton Strengths. Now, many of us do not take the time, I believe, to request that feedback and then to apply and use that feedback that we get from these psychometric assessments. So the only time that I really got to unpack my Clifton Strengths was during my time with Deloitte. My leader at the time, her name was Leonie Henderson, introduced us to Clifton Strengths as a tool for team cohesion and effective, team building and effective team management and working together as a team. And that was really the first time that I was introduced to Clifton Strengths, not as a psychometric assessment tool, but rather as a team building and strengths building tool for effective collaboration and working.
Sean, you've got me curious. What are your top 5 strengths?
My top 5 strengths actually really surprised me, Magriet. I think many times we've got a perception of what your strengths are based on your own interests and maybe your own desires. But my 5 strengths surprised me, but in a very good way. At number 1 is maximizer, strategic, communication, relator, and significance. But when I look at the full picture, it really does describe who I am. A lot of the strengths that I've just called out now, being a maximizer is all about taking things to the next level, helping people unleash potential, unlock their latent talents. And really, that's what we do as coaches. We help people to maximize themselves, to maximize opportunities, and really to live a full life. I look at the second strength, strategic. I've been working and operating in many strategic spaces throughout my career, and that's where I thrive most. When I am in a strategic project or a strategic position and I'm delivering on a strategic project and task. Communication has always been there. From a young boy, my mother said I was the chatterbox. But really understanding that communication is a strength has taken a different turn for me, because now I'm looking at how do I enhance that communication skills? How do I better myself as a communicator? And definitely listening is part of that. So I spent a lot of time, enabling the listening part of my communication strengths. The third one is relator. And the last one is significance. And this one really is tugged at my heart, because over the past few years, as my career has progressed, I've been saying that I want to do work that has meaning. And really, I didn't understand that came from that deep-seated strength of significance, because I yearn to be involved in things that are impactful to myself, my family, my community, and ultimately the whole world. Looking at my top 5, my top 5 strengths, I'm really impressed with how they've portrayed who I am, and I can relate completely with the Clifton Strengths.
Sean, that sounds really exciting. Now, discovering your Clifton Strengths and then deciding to become a Gallup Global Strengths Coach is quite a jump. Why did you decide to become a Gallup Global Strengths Coach?
That's a very good question, Magriet, and a really important one. In particular, in my career journey and in my ambition to become, a really great coach, and to exercise and use all the abilities and strengths that I have as a coach. Over the years, I've then upskilled myself in a number of coaching tools. From global coaching tools even to local coaching tools. And I've been part of the local coaching fraternity called Comensa. One of the things that I really believe sets us apart as coaches is the ability to have a strong arsenal of tools that you can share with your clients. As coaches, what we really do for our clients is to help them define their ambitions, define their goals, and then to help them with the tools that they need in order to achieve those goals and those ambitions that they have for their lives. And Gallup, for me, the Gallup Clifton Strengths coaching is more than just a tool, but really a way of life. To understand how we were raised. We're always raised to look at our strengths and weaknesses and to work on our weaknesses. That was the organic growth, trajectory is what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Okay, work on your weaknesses. And what Gallup introduced to me was really life-changing. Collaborate effectively through these strengths. Empower others using your strengths, empower yourself using your strengths. And really the journey to become a Gallup Strengths coach was really brought on by that desire to truly embrace my strengths and to use my strengths in my coaching business, to use my strengths with my clients, to use my strengths at home, in my family, in my relationships with family and friends, and really become the best version of myself. This is something that I preached in my coaching business, but now it's something that I could practice in my personal space as well, because now Gallup gave me the tools and the skill set that I could be able to impart the knowledge that I always thought I had, but was never confirmed. And by the way, Gallup is the only strengths-based coaching model in the world, and that was also a significant opportunity for me to align myself to a global organization that really has set itself apart from all the other coaching opportunities that were presented to me. So the journey for me, Magriet, is twofold. One, it was for personal development. It was to develop myself personally, to become the best version of myself by using and living through my strengths, to improve my relationships, to improve the engagements I have with family and friends and clients. The second one was to really present and bring about this life-changing opportunity that I've experienced to my clients and to make an impact to the rest of the world and into the coaching fraternity. Using the Gallup strengths-based coaching model is truly a game changer for many organizations. And I say this because I've got testimonies from my clients, testimonies from people that I've engaged and I've coached who have come back and said, wow, Sean, now that I know, these are my strengths, I walk differently. I talk differently, I engage differently because I talk with a level of confidence in my own abilities. I talk with a level of self-assurance and certainty in what I am able to deliver. And I'm so proud, of some of those achievements. And I'm grateful for you, Magriet and Yendo, who made us and put us through the certification to become Gallup certified strength coaches. And here we are today making an impact to our businesses, to our clients, and to our families and communities.
Sean, I'd love to hear what you think about the tools and the digital kits that Gallup provide as part of the certification.
World-class, Magriet. Honestly, I truly believe that the toolkit is world-class. It enables not only us as a coach, but I'll take it back to the individuals who are being coached to be able to engage with the material and engage with the content and the learning in a very effective, dynamic, and engaging way. So the tools, both the physical cards and booklets that we received, as well as the digital tools that we received, enables us then as coaches to be able to deliver world-class coaching engagements, strengths-based coaching engagements to our clients and to our organizations and to our teams. We are able to, using the digital toolkit, provide a concise view for our clients and for the people that we coach around their personal individual strengths. But also, if there's a group set up, Magriet, there are tools where we can actually map out what the strengths of a group are. And as an organization or as a team, you can then step back and see what are the strengths we have individually, but how do those strengths come together as a collective? And how do we leverage on those strengths during times of projects, during difficult times or challenging times in the organization, or even during a particular pursuit that we want to pursue as an organization? We now know XYZ have got these strengths. They will lead in that division or in that department or through that process. So it's really an effective and it's really an effective tool. And I thoroughly enjoy using these digital toolkits as well as the manual cards in my coaching engagement sessions, because it fosters their engagement. It enables people to understand their strengths far better. And definitely for me, what it gives us is a good view to organizations and to teams and individuals of how they can collaborate effectively using their Clifton strengths.
Sean, it sounds like you are very excited to be a Gallup Global Strengths Coach. What has being a Gallup Global Strengths Coach changed for you in your coaching practice?
Before it became a tool that I could use to my clients, I embraced my Gallup strengths, and I got to understand what it means to be a maximizer, what it means to be strategic, what it means to be a strong communicator, what it means to be a relator, and what it means to be significant and to seek significance in the work that I do. And what that has done is that it has enabled me and elevated me from a coaching perspective to become the better version of myself. The things we preach to our clients, I've become that. I'm consuming my own medicine, and I am proof of what the Clifton Strengths can do for our clients. The passion and the confidence with which I speak is because I've seen the results in my own life, in my own business, and in my own practice. I start off my strategy sessions with a Clifton Strengths assessment to my clients. That's a standard approach that I can share comfortably. Is that I start off all my sessions by saying, let's do our Clifton strengths. Let's understand the strengths of the people in the room. Let's understand your strengths if it's an individual client. And once we've done the Clifton strengths, even the level of conversations and engagements in the room begins to change. And we look not at the problems that face us, we look not at only at the challenges, but we look at how do we leverage the strengths towards our strategy? How do we leverage the strengths towards the solutions we seek? How do we leverage our strengths towards the transformation that we desire? And really, that has been for me world-class and game-changing for me. How do we amplify our strengths in order to face the problems more confidently? How do we amplify our strengths in order to engage better, to collaborate better? And really, that's the game changer for me, Magriet, is that the narrative has changed from a strengths versus weaknesses approach to, okay, these are my strengths. How do I use them better? How do I use them to overcome? How do I use them to win? How do I use them to challenge and to compete effectively? And really, that's been the game changer in my coaching practice this past year. I've only been using them for the past 12 months, and I can really tell you that the change in my clients, the change in my individual clients and in the organizations that I'm coaching has been significant. And I see that even in their development plans, generally people's individual or personal development plans has always been about improving on weaknesses, improving on gaps and development areas. But when I introduced the Clifton Strengths approach, we've now changed. Our approach is about how do I enhance my strengths to become even better and convert these strengths into superpowers.
Sean, what you're saying is just so valuable. And I want to thank you for the input that you have given in this conversation. I wish you all the best with your organization, with the clients that you work with, in using their strengths and focusing on a strengths-based approach rather than a weakness-fixing approach.
Magriet, thank you very much. And thank you to your organization, as the only certified Gallup Strengths certifiers in Africa. We appreciate that you've taken that plunge to empower organizations like mine, and to empower us to be able to understand and unpack our strengths and to use them in our personal lives and in our business. And I wish your organization all the best going forward. And I look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you very much.